Hi, welcome to my channel, Live Documentary. If you see my face for the first time, thank you for clicking, and I would like you to subscribe so you can see more of my videos. Again, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you again for subscribing and thank you for being here. So today I wanted to share my experience so far living in America as an African person, Nigerian to be precise, and I wanted to share my views of my experience with African Americans as a Nigerian or as an African living in America for more than 2 decades. So in my videos, I usually will mention, African American, that's for another video. African American, that is another long talk. That is not something we're going to do today. But today, I wanted to get it out of the way. I'm probably going to do more videos of relationship or personal experiences with African American. This may not always only be the only video, but there may be subsequent videos because, like I said, it's a long story. So again, thank you for being here. So I wanted to share my experience as an African person, Nigerian person living in America for such a long time, and my interaction with African Americans. So it's very common for us to hear that, oh, African Americans are saying, oh, Nigerians, I'm going to go back and use Nigeria or Nigerians as a specific example because, again, I'm Nigerian. So I can't speak for any other country, but I can speak for Nigerians, right? Because I'm going to use myself again as an example. So it's not uncommon for us to hear that African American person says that, the Africans don't like them, or we don't like Africans, or something like that. Or where we hear Africans or a Nigerian saying, African Americans don't like us. So back and forth, we hear a Nigerian person, they will say something similar like that, and we'll hear African American person say something like that. Okay, now going back to the beginning, I don't know what the beginning of the competition is, or where the miscommunication or whatever that issue started from. But I'm going to just say, generally, in my own experience, I've not had a good experience with African Americans. Again, I'll do a disclaimer. This is my experience. I am not in by any way saying that all African Americans are like this. But I'm going to specifically say, in my experience of what I've been through with African Americans, there's this communication thing, there's this clash, there's this thing where, African Americans that I know, that I've experienced with, they have this particular thing whereby they look at you differently from their own fellow African American. Again, I'm going to relate this thing back to a couple of videos that I've done. I did a video on, and I will try to see if I can link these videos here so that you can relate to them, so you can watch them, so I don't have to repeat what I said in those videos. I did a video about Nigerians treating other Nigerians better. I did a video of other same race as you can also discriminate against you. So those two videos said some things about what I'm about to talk about now. And that's why I say I'm going to refer you, after you watch this video, you want to watch those other two videos because of the same reasons. So African Americans, it all starts from us generally as black people. What I've noticed with black people is that we don't like to encourage each other. We don't like to support each other. We don't like to come together as one, like I would see other races. Again, I'm not sure. I am not another race. I'm in the black race, so I can only speak for my race. So if you're from other races, like you're Asian, let's say for instance, Chinese, Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, and all those Asian countries, I'm going to use you as an example. If you're white, UK, American, Canadian, please feel free to say how it happens in your own instance, or what your experiences are in dealing with your own person considered from your own race. I wanted to see if that what I'm explaining or going through in the black race is also happening with you. But the impression that I get personally is that you guys work together. Going back to the blacks period, from anywhere, be it Africa, be it Nigeria, be it in America, with African Americans, we do not work together. That's why I started making a conscious thing about myself to make sure that I consciously support black people. Not because I want to be biased and say, oh, because they are black, oh, I'm going to support them. No. If I see a fellow black person doing something wrong, I also want to be that person that will call you in a separate room and talk to you and tell you, hey, sister, hey, brother, what you're doing is not right, though. I'm not going to support anything bad. But generally, just being supportive of a black person and being conscious of that is very important for me. Because I have seen that a lot of times as black people, we don't support each other enough. We do not support each other enough. There is that clash. There is that bickering. There is that discomfort with each other. Again, I don't know what that is. So today is going to be about black person in America, African American, precisely, with another African. When I say another African, I'm talking about somebody originally from an African country that is not originally compared to an African American. So in my own situation, if you put me an African American person, I perceive myself being well treated by someone who is non-black. A non-black person will treat me better with my accent, with my color, with knowing that I'm from Africa. They will treat me with more respect than I've experienced an African American person treat me. African American, in my experience, I have seen African American that do not give a damn about that African woman, but they want to chase that African Americans, they want to chase that African's person's husband. They look at the African man as a husband material for whatever reason or for whatever situation or whatever they enjoy from that African man, but they cannot stand their women. You will see an African American woman go after a Nigerian man, for instance, loving up on them and everything, but they will never appreciate the women. They are the first that will have that problem at work or at any place with that woman. But then they fancy their men. I don't understand that. Again, African Americans, in my experience, they have some kind of issue. Okay, let me start by saying my experience or how I relate to other African American people. Yes, don't get me wrong. There is this profiling. There is this bias. So what I try to do is to make sure I am thinking inwardly and making sure I am not being biased to this African American. I want to give them that same opportunity that we give to anyone else or any other race. So I am very conscious of that bias or those profiling or what we hear. Oh yeah, African American, they are this. Oh, African American, they are that. I want to make sure it's not influencing my judgments. So what I try to do is try to know everyone at an individual basis, because it's very important that we give everyone a chance, no matter where they are from. Because again, like I always say, where you are from does not make who you are. At the end of the day, you are your own person. Yes, do where you are from influence you? Yes, absolutely. It influences you as a person. But I shouldn't judge you just by where you're from. I should give you the opportunity to know you. Then I can base that on my experience of who you are, and not just where, oh, African American, I generalize everybody in one box. That would not be fair to that person. So, but like I said again, going back to my own experience, it's a quick example of how I've dealt with an African American and a white person. For instance, I've been on the phone before, and I was talking on the phone with African American, and the sound of my voice immediately irritated this African American lady, and they gave the phone. She gave the phone. Later on, I noticed that a white person came on the phone, and I could tell that this was a white person. And this person was patient with me, even though I had this accent. They were patient, they listened to me, and they could understand everything I said. My accent doesn't stop me from, expressing myself. I can still express myself where others could understand what I am saying. But I've realized that some African American people are so irritated, they don't even want to hear you. You're so irritated, they don't even want to give you a chance. Meanwhile, a white person will be like, okay, let me see. Some of them may even find your accent interesting. Again, I'm saying some, not everybody. We're not going to put everybody in the same box. People are different. But for the sake of the title we're discussing today, African American versus an African, we don't support each other enough. We're always wanting to bicker. Again, are we different? Definitely we are different. Do we have different experiences? Yes, we have different experiences. But at the same time, we want to give people a chance. We want to get to know them. We can't use one to judge a bunch. We want to be very, very careful how represents people or misrepresent people. That's why, again, I'm being careful in this video. I am not saying all African Americans. I am speaking from my experience of what I've seen so far living in America for all this while. I have seen good African Americans that I've experienced with, but there are very few. I can't count up to 3 or 4. Maybe 1 or 2 in my whole time that I've been here. And then the rest of them are like nothing to be proud of. Which again, I'm saying to myself, what is all the fight about? Why are we fighting? What is there? Meanwhile, you like the good part of it. You as an African American woman, oh, you will want a Nigerian man. I've seen you guys. I know what you guys do. Again, not all of you, but a lot of you. Because you like that Nigerian lifestyle where they come in, they spend their money, they take care of you, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that thing is that you guys love about the African American, the African or the Nigerian man, to be precise. But then, you don't want to accord the women the same. When you come across the women, you hate them. In short, you feel happy. Some of you that are with the Nigerian American, when you're with the Nigerian American man that is spending money, even though you know the person is married, though, you will follow. You are even happy that the Nigerian American man is following you. You are happy to want to destroy their marriage. Again, don't get me wrong. The men too are guilty. Because a man is matured enough to know that they need to be faithful. So this is not to give a man the pass and blame that American woman for everything. But this topic we're talking about today, we want to be specific on who we're talking about. I'm talking about specifically right now about those American women that are doing that. But yet you want to condemn the Nigerian woman, but you like their men. You want to marry their men. You want to be a wife. So we need to come together. I don't want to know where you are from, whether you are African, whether you are American. I want to see black people work together. Forget the accents. Sometimes I hear the story of, slavery. They didn't, that they say, Africans that come from Africa to America don't understand what they went through with slavery. I even hear some people say, oh, the forefathers of the ones in Africa are the ones that sold the forefathers of the ones in America. I think it's a total BS. We are not conscious about, even though we talk about reincarnation and all that, if you do believe in that, we're not conscious of who did what or who did when and all that long story. We don't understand. What we know is now, and what we know is that we need to work together. See your fellow black person, whether African or non-African, as your sister, as your brother. We need to start getting the black race together first before we can now say, okay, we want to get others. We want to get the black race together first. Get that working together first before we can now say, okay, we want to get along with other races. Because if we can't get ourselves in check first, it's going to be very difficult to, get others in check. It will be a total mockery of us if we don't even like each other as blacks, and then we want to be able to make friends with a white person or with somebody from a different race. It doesn't make sense. So again, white, black people, whether you're from America, you're from Africa, let us work together. If you see a black person that is from a different place other than you, whether you are from Africa or you're originally from America or Canada or wherever you are from, and you are a black person and you speak differently, do not look down on other African people or that have accent like me. Let us respect each other. Let us be nice to each other. At the end of the day, sometimes we may not even want to like each other, but let us put ourselves in other people's shoes. Let us start to build that support, that community. And then we can also spread that to other races. Because at the end of the day, we are all humans. We are humans first, before black, white, which totally does not make any difference. Me being from Nigeria and being black, I am not different from an African American that is black. I am not even different from a white person. We are all humans. Yes, what differentiates us is where we're from, our color. Yes, we may be different in that aspect, but at the end of the day, we are human first. We are no more important than the other race. So let's put all this bickering apart and all these differences, and let's look beyond our skin color, our accents, our behavior, everything else. Let's work together and make the world a better place. Can we do that? Hopefully, we can agree to at least that one. So again, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, for those of you that have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you.